How often have you scrolled through the reviews section of some random show on my anime list, only to see some dumb schmuck say, "Ugh, it's another fanservice beach episode," or "This anime is just fanservice crap," or this one's my personal favorite, "Fanservice is enough on its own to dislike an anime." I hate when people say things like this. A while back, me and some IRL friends were talking about the show Miss Kabayashi's Dragon Maid, and one of them dead-on told me, "Dragon Maid is just fanservice garbage." This guy just equated the entirety of Dragon Maid as simply made for fanservice and disregarded any positive traits it had entirely. At that very moment, as such blatant heresy reached my ears, I knew instantly what I had to do. I'm in jail now. And I have nothing better to do than make a rant about why anime needs more titties in it. So let me first make an important distinction. When reviewing a show, there are essentially two reasons you can dislike it. Either because of a flaw in the show itself, or because it did something that you personally disliked. In my opinion, anything goes with personal gripes. If it's just a trope or character archetype that you dislike seeing, you don't really need to justify your opinion on it. For example, yaoi tends to not be enjoyed as much by guys as the non-existent female weeb population. But having yaoi elements can't really be considered a flaw with the show. The same goes with a personal dislike of fanservice. It is perfectly okay to personally dislike seeing titties on your screen. I don't know why anyone would dislike it, but hey, everyone has the occasional bad opinion. However, then there's the people who make out fanservice to be an inherent flaw with any anime that has it. If you personally dislike fanservice, phrase your argument as such. Say something like, "I personally don't like fanservice, but someone else could not care at all. I just don't like it." But when you say X show is fanservice garbage, it's assumed that you believe that fanservice is a flaw with the show itself. Which in my, pretentiously humble, opinion, is an utterly ridiculous claim. Unlike with personal tastes, when you point out what you believe to be a flaw with the show, you need to substantiate it with evidence, and give a reason as to why it's bad, or else people have no reason to believe your claim. So, going by this logic, why is fanservice bad? Anyone there? I have not heard a single valid argument as to why fanservice is an inherently bad thing, yet every time I scroll through the My Anime List reviews for any show that has a higher than average amount of breasts, there's always people complaining that it's a shameless fanservice anime. And inversely, shows that don't have fanservice are praised for not having it. And listen, I'm not saying fanservice can't be detrimental to a show. It absolutely can. If there's an ultra-intense, incredibly super serious scene of two people crying because of some traumatic event, adding a panty shot would indeed be an abhorrent idea. But in this scenario, I can clearly point to a reason why it's a bad idea. This panty shot would ruin the emotion of the scene. It would feel completely out of place and tone-deaf. But here's the caveat. That's not inherent to fanservice. In your average slice of life show, for example, the mood being displayed is comedic, loose, or just dumb fun. Showing a little extra skin on the characters isn't going to hurt anything. And in some cases, fanservice actually helps a show. Let's take a look at the aforementioned Dragon Maid. This is Lucoa. I don't think I need to explain why people consider her a fanservice character. But not only does she have her own fleshed out character, pun definitely intended, but those actually end up being the punchline to a lot of funny jokes. For instance, during the school sports festival, Shota's class goes on a scavenger hunt. He grabs a card displaying what he needs to find, and it says world class. So, this absolute mad lad goes into the audience, grabs Lucoa, and passes her to the judge. The judge accepts this, and Shota's class wins. Maybe I just have a bad sense of humor, but I find this scene absolutely hilarious. I've seen this show 3 times, and I have laughed every single time this scene came up. And guess what? This apparently unnecessary and pandering fanservice became one of the funniest jokes of the entire show. Other anime that use fanservice for comedy include We Never Learn and No Game No Life. So, to wrap this video up, anime boobs are underrated. We must show the world how truly great they are. Stan fanservice anime.